I'm in the breeze, but I got a little paper towel thing stuck over the microphones. You hear a lot of wind noise. If you hear a lot of wind noise, down. Okay, bad. Wind noise is down. If there's not a lot of wind noise, thumbs up. We're going to be outside most of the day today, so I wanted to cover the mic up a little bit. Who do we got on here first? Heather, your first one. Good morning, Dad. How are you this morning? And can we see your big smile? Show us your new tooth. And then Brenda, good morning. Time to get your spray on. Yeah. Wax on, wax off. Remember to breathe. Okay. Yeah. Grasshopper. Breathe, grasshopper. Now I'm practice with the gun today. I'm gonna do some painting on the container, my shipping container out there, a storage container. I'm gonna spray on it and practice with the gun so I get an idea how the gun works. And I'm gonna paint it the same color as the shop, two-tone, a tan and a brown, just the same as the shop, so it kind of matches the shop. And we're gonna paint the dark brown first. We're gonna paint the dark brown first, and learn how that gun works. I'm gonna get the brown on there first because I think it'd be easier to spray the bottom. You know, what is it, 10 foot tall maybe? So the bottom 3.5 feet will be brown, and the rest of it will be a tan color. But all the corners, the border and everything will be a brown. So like trim work, you know. So I think I'll spray all the bottom and the trim work and everything, get that all sprayed, and then after it dries, and on a nicer day when it's not 104 degrees today, it's supposed to get up to 104 this afternoon, but on another day when it's a little cooler, tape it all off and spray the tan on the inside of it, and get it done. I think it'd be easier to tape that way. It'd be easier to tape off. So, so that's what we're going to do today, is practice with the gun. Okay. So, and as far as the smile, can you see it? Right there it is. Right there on the left. Pretty breezy today. Let's see, let's read some of the comments here. Good morning, time to get your spray on. Yeah, wax on, wax off. Right, good morning, Stan. Oh, there's not that many people here today. There's only 29. What is it? Yeah, 29 people here today. Wow. So, we'll get a few more people on here. Now, I went up to the dentist yesterday, and they basically the way I explained it the other day, the way they put that implant in, they unscrewed the temporary screw, put a longer screw in there, kind of a weird shape looking thing. It's all titanium. I asked them, yeah, it's all titanium. So, but he had a torque wrench. He put a torque wrench on my tooth. Yeah. When he screwed that in there, you don't want to over tighten it because it might break the implant loose. You don't want it loose either, so you got to get it to the right torque, And like a mechanic uses a big torque wrench to tighten up bolts. What do you think about that big? Because it's attached to a tooth to your skull, you could really hear it, man. When you have something vibrating and you hold it here, you can hear it. But if you put it on your skull, it just, the difference, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he's over there and he's showing, I can hear it, tighten, bing, and it sounded like a spring. I went, what the hell was that? He says, it's a torque wrench. I'm like, what? And he holds it up. It's about 3 inches long. Little bitty old torque wrench. And he says, you tighten it up until the spring inside, you set it to a certain tension. And when that spring trips, that's when you quit cranking on it, you know. And so anyway, he sits there and he does it out here. But in my head, you know, holding on a attach. Oh, it was the damnedest thing I ever. I chuckled about that for the rest of the day. That torque wrench on my tooth. Whew, wow, that's it. 29 people. There's got to be more than that. This thing has seized up or something. Surely. Surely something's wrong here. There's only 29 people and the comments have stopped. So, what the hell? Am I going to have to restart this stupid thing? Something's not right, folks. Something's not right. Something's not right. I'm gonna get my laptop turned on here. I don't know why I've got a really good signal. Why it would freeze up, I don't know. I can see the screen's working and everything, but just nothing, no scroll, and there's no comment scroll or chat, and there's only 29 people on here. It's been that way for many minutes now. So we are going to log on, find out what's wrong here maybe. There's something wrong on YouTube's end of this, I don't know. The computer says 96 people are watching. Yeah, it's froze up, damn it. Now it's working, sort of. Okay, it's working on my computer. Okay, you can see right here on my laptop, it's working. On my screen it shows 29 people and there's no chat rolling. And so I guess we'll go with it. Got 96 people watching and the comments are going, but it's just not doing it. It's not updating on my phone itself, which is good enough. Let me read some of the comments on the computer here. And good morning. Let's see. Let's scroll back up here. new tooth. I use these teeth over here to hold it. What else? Good morning, good morning. Glamper Jan, how you doing? Glamper, I saw, Jan, I saw on your Facebook you had a whole bunch of rainbows up there the other day. I wish we had a rainbow here. Rainbow means it's been raining. So. Yeah, I got 110 on the computer, but on my screen, on my phone, it just shows 29, and there's no new chat rolling. So something's froze up on the phone itself. But it's working, so on your end, it's working. I just can't read anything on the phone, which is fine, because I'm going to do mostly just sit you guys over the corner and watch for a while. There's no way to refresh on the phone itself. Try something here. No, that ain't working. That ain't working. Try something here. There's the wind. No, it doesn't offer me anything to do a refresh on the cell phone. So that's what we got, folks. That's all we got. Sorry. Yeah, if I start over, I lose everybody, and it's working on your end, so I'm just going to leave it alone. I can't read anything on the scroll. So good enough. Good enough for now. So I'm not going to sit here and talk a whole lot anyway. I'm going to sit over here and just basically kind of watch over my shoulders. I do stuff today. Let me take you over to turn the computer off, save the battery. All right, let's take you over. Let's see here. Show you the inside of the bus, what I got done. It's all taped up. It's all taped up, as you can see. I taped all the door. Tape the windshield, all that. And what we're gonna do tomorrow, when I actually paint inside the bus, this whole dash, I got a whole bunch of these blankets, moving blankets, and I'm gonna sit there and cover them, you know, like that, and cover up the whole area, okay? So we gotta do that. Oh, what else? More of that Tory glue. So, and if you hear in the background, you can hear I have the semi running. I had to move the semi this morning to get it away from the container. I didn't want any overspray on the semi, so I thought, well, I'll just leave it running and let the batteries charge up good. Over here. There we go. I hope you guys can hear me. Here's the paint I'm going to use. It's just the cheapest stuff Home Depot had, Glidden outdoor paint. This is the dark color, the dark brown. As you can see, let me go outside and show you. Light tan, and then I got the dark brown on the lower half, and then all the trim work is done in brown. So I'm going to try to do the containers somewhat similar to that. So we're going to do all the brown paint right today. I got a gallon. I don't know if that'll be enough to cover the whole thing or not. I don't know. I've never used this gun. That's why I want to practice with it. Before I do the bus, I want to practice with the gun and get a better idea of how it works. Okay? There's pump prime. There's spray. That's the reverse. Okay, let's turn it all the way down to 1. Alright. Here it is. This little thing. It's on there somehow. Yep. That's the brown I'm going to use. This is a water-based paint. I got water in advance. When I get done, I can rinse it all up, clean it all up, and been planning ahead for all this. All right, do this. It's like chocolate milk. Sort of like chocolate. That for now. Spilled a little bit. Spam call. And spam calls. Try to keep it somewhat clean here, I hope. All right. I think we're ready. So we're going to set that there. We're going to shorten you guys up. Yeah. I wore my crappiest clothes I have today. All right. Oh, I want to be outside in the sun. I'll put me a hat on. There we go. Oh, Alaska hat. All right. Here's my cleanup right there. Here in a little while. There's the old truck. just going to set you out in the parking lot here and let you watch from a distance, okay? Let's see how this works. Something like that. Electricity. Forgot to turn the electricity on. I guess we're out. Sprays on pretty easy though. I guess when you get to a certain spot, it just quits working. Certain emptiness. There's still paint in there, but I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. The tube, the suction tube. It's in there. Set that there like that. Put some more paint in it. I'll try it again. So it's like I'll be refilling with paint pretty regularly. It's like chocolate. It's like chocolate down at the what's the name of the restaurant where they have the I can't think of the right word, the right place. The fountain of chocolate, you know. Where's that? Fur's cafeteria or one of those cafeterias. All right, click it to there. Open this up. There's air in the top of this, so you squeeze. You angle the paint gun, okay, and then open this little cap right here. That's your air cap, and you squeeze the air out of it. When the air gets up to the top, right there. Come on. There we go. And click it over. We're reloaded. Let's try it again. It clogged one time. I hope that's what it was. Is what do you call it? The tank was full, out of paint. So try this again. Gotta paint again. Hey, it's working now. 229 people on here now. Cool. Every now and again, I don't know why, the phone itself freezes up on the count and the chat. And I don't know what to do about it. There's not a refresh button or anything like that to do anything like that with. So here. This is working really well. I had it set on about 3. There's a dial on here from 1 to 10, 10 being the fastest and 3 being the slowest. And it's almost half. I'm going to need more paint. The biggest thing I wanted to do today was just practice with the gun. Learn how this gun operates and how it works and what setting to have it on and, you know, that kind of deal. I've never used one before, so I don't know. I've never used an air sprayer, like a Wagner air sprayer. Never used any of that stuff before, so I didn't know how it worked. So, good thing about it, this is latex. It should clean up pretty easy. I got the paint code and everything. I just take that paint code in and have them remake the same exact paint over and over until I got that container completely painted. And I can tell right now I'm going to need a lot more than 1 gallon. 1 gallon of brown and 1 gallon of tan is all I bought. Just to see, you know, why buy more? I didn't know how far it would go. Well, I'm learning. I'm going to need probably about 4 gallons of each for that container. So be it. All right, bleed the air out. Okay, you open that little valve right there, and there's a gap of about a ½ inch of air in here. So you squeeze that out. I can hear it right there, and then pull that cap over it, and it holds no air in there. It's just paint, and that's it. So I think if you had an air gap in there, it'd screw the stream up how it comes out. But this is basically an airless sprayer. Think of your car wash, you know, high pressure water coming out of the tip. That's what this is. And depending on how fast you set it, it pop, 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 or, you know, real fast. Okay. So I'm going to continue on. Probably going to need 2 coats on it, looks like. This is a whole lot easier than paint with a brush. A whole lot easier. So that's actually going on really well. I don't have hardly any runs. It's going on really, really nice. So I got a couple of places where when I start spit, there's like a blob comes out once in a while, but not very often, only a couple times. And I would pick the windiest day. Who knew it was going to be breezy today? But one thing I'm happy with, it doesn't have a lot of overspray. It doesn't seem to. I sprayed those corners, and then afterwards I looked around, and there was hardly any. I mean, I didn't see any overspray at all. But then again, it's brown on a rusty, kind of a rusty looking container. So maybe when I have the white on there, the cream, I'll see overspray on the brown because it'll be easier to spot. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and use this whole gallon up and then clean up. So there's a little bit left in there, not much. So, reloads pretty quick, don't it? So I actually like this thing. It's Graco True Airless 360 VSP. If I remember right, it was about 220, 260 bucks, something like that, on Amazon. And I found out you can buy them at Home Depot too. I didn't know that. So all right, I'm going to finish this up, this corner, and then on the end cap, I'll do the end cap next, and the corners. Let's go from there. Getting my back, bending over, back gets a little sore. That paint, and I might be able to finish that little end up. So, whee! $247. 247 people, 200 thumbs up. There we go. Lost you there for a second. Oh. There's not much paint in there, but it might be enough to finish that end. Of course, I still have the whole north side of the barn to do, so I need more paint. I'm going to go down and get another gallon of this brown and use what I'm using. Use what I use out of it. I think I'll be painting the bus tomorrow. Same thing I'm doing right now, just doing it inside on the bus. So, if y'all want to watch that, be around tomorrow for it. about all I'm going to get out of there once I drip for a half hour. That filled it about 25% up. When you tighten this on, see this little blue mark right here and that little arrow? You tighten it up until it gets into that blue zone. You don't tighten it any more than that, because if you do, it'll, I guess, mess it up somehow. All right, leaking the air out of it. That. All right, let's go use the rest of this paint up. Try to get them doors done. Try to finish that. I hope I have enough paint to finish that door up. And then we'll come up and clean up. I like this gun. This is actually working quite well. I'm going to be happy with it, I think. I think I put it on one of the lower settings, only on 3. If I set it on any higher setting, I think you run the risk of runs and stuff. So let's set you there. Try to finish this up. Couple of little spots I missed. And Rover is pretty thin on that one side. I'll touch that up with the next gallon. I got pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. And there's a little bit of paint in there, but it just can't suck it out. Not much. Oh. Let's go up there and clean this thing up. Oh. And go sit down and take a break. Now that I've got that done, I ain't gonna touch that until it cools off and a nicer day. Come out here October or something and do that. So, what we got here? Don't have enough hands, damn it. Don't have enough hands. sweaty. Hot and sweaty. Sit here in the breeze. That was a success, I believe. I think I'll call that good for today on that. I got other things I can do, but for the painting, I think we're done for the day. I noticed a couple spots when I was spraying it, and and I'd shut off at the top and then start again. Every time at the top and the bottom, I'd shut off. Spray, shut off, spray, shut off, spray, shut off, and after a while, I think a little bit got inside, not in the gun, but on the outside of the gun, got a little glob there. And every once in a while, when I'd spray, a little splatter of that glob of that paint would come out. Not much, just 2 or 3 drops, but it come out in a glob and splattered on the thing. So that's something I'm gonna have to be aware of, I guess. How the sprayer work? Man, I like it. I like it a lot. It worked really well. Is the paint getting on your clothes and stuff and shoes? No, just when I was cleaning up, but I mean, my hands are nice and clean. It's water-based paint, so it cleaned up really easy. I had it on my hands, but as I was washing the gun up, it all came off. And then as far as these clothes, these are old clothes, I don't care, but no, very little overspray. Basically, what comes out, pretty much, I'd say 95, 98% of the paint that comes out of the nozzle hits the target. Where you get a lot of overspray is when I was reaching way at the very top, and I didn't have a ladder, so I just, just from a distance shooting it, and there was quite a bit of wasted paint there. It's only getting about 50% on the metal. The rest was going out into the air. But as long as you keep it, within about a foot and a half of your target, most of the paint goes on, and very little overspray from what I can tell. So, like I said, I'm very pleased with it. I think that's the problem with a lot of the air guns, like a Wagner, or when you're painting with a car, painting a car with a spray gun or air gun. There's so much air volume coming through that there's the air going out hits and has to go somewhere, so it hits and then it washes away. Just like a downdraft, like a helicopter. The helicopter's hovering above the ground, the air comes down to the bottom, and then it's got to go somewhere, so it hits and it goes out and swirls. Because there's so much air going through it, like a Wagner type gun, that air's got to go somewhere, and it carries molecules with it, and you get overspray. This doesn't have a lot of that air coming through it. So basically, as it comes out of the nozzle, it's pure paint. There's no air, no nothing. And it might pick up a little air as it's going from the nozzle to the target, but not a lot. So there's not a lot of wash, not a lot of air whoosh, getting a lot of overspray. I sure hope you can hear me. I've got this little thing on here, and I didn't get the mic out and all that, but it is pretty breezy today. So let me read some of the comments if I can. Oh, I got some paint on my thumb still. There we go. All right, so those of you that tuned in a little late, there's my tooth. Yep, got my tooth in. See? There you go. It's in, it's good, it feels good. Doesn't, just like it was before. Y'all take a guess how much that tooth cost me. No insurance, no dental insurance anyway. Yeah. Pricey. Wasn't happy about it, but oh well. If it would have been a tooth over here, I'd have left it out. But right up front, let's put it in. Frank, Joe will be heading home tomorrow. I think he's had enough of the drama. I don't blame him. Well, Dwayne, you're right on. $5,500 is what it cost. Yep, $5,500. It was. Somebody said $10,000. No, not that much. Say Mississippi. I can say hippopotamus again. Who did that yesterday? The hippopotamus thing. And yeah. It didn't get stuck in my head because as soon as I did that, I turned the camera off, whatever, shut the stream down, and I went over and turned the radio on, and I don't know, Black Sabbath or something on, or Ozzy was on there, you know, or something, I don't know, some heavy rock song was on, and out here in the shop, I listen to classic rock, old, you know, classic, you know, your Foreigner, ZZ Top, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Kiss, you know, that kind of stuff. Foreigner, did I say Foreigner? Journey, you know, that type of, you know, classic 80s, 70s and 80s rock and roll. A little bit of 90s of that stations. There's two stations. One's Jack FM, and they play everything from Michael Jackson to, you know, Ozzy. You know, they play a little bit of everything. They play a little bit of Beastie Boys and, you know, that kind of stuff. Then there's another channel here in Dallas. It's 92.5, and they play pretty, you know, right down the middle, classic rock. They don't do any Beastie Boys. They don't do any, you know, Michael Jackson, none of that kind of stuff. It's more the stuff that, you know, you'd hear at a biker rally or something, you know. Anyway, a lot of 38 Special, you know, that type of stuff. I'd rather listen to country, the classic country. There's a local station here in town, but it's so weak in the metal shop here, I can't pick it up, even though it's only about 10 miles away. I can't pick it up. It's a very weak station, and if you journey very far away, if you're driving around a car, you can pick it up. But if you can journey very far away, there's a Mexican station, you know, Hispanic Tejano type station in Dallas that overpowers it. So if you get anywhere away from it, it's overpowered by the Tejano music. And I'm going to have to get out of the wind, folks. It is just a little too breezy, even for me. It'll set me over here. Where I get a little bit of the breeze and get you guys out of it. That's much better, isn't it? There you go. And so anyway, and then there's another station, 92.1, which is way out west of Fort Worth. And I can pick it up in my car, pick up whatever, you know, driving around and whatever. But as soon as I get in this metal shop, it kills it. I can't get it. I set the radio outside and I still can't get it. So I would much rather listen to the classic country, but, you know, classic rock works too, I guess. I just don't like the new country, you know. Florida Georgia line can bite it as far as I'm concerned, you know. The Dixie Sluts, or I'm sorry, did I say that? Oh, I didn't mean to say that. The Dixie Chicks, or the Chicks as they're called, because they need to be politically correct and they can't say the word Dixie. Natalie Manger, fucking lunatic. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. Anyway, Anyway, what was I talking about? I got a little carried away on the music. But yeah, the hippopotamus, and as soon as somebody said, you know, play the hippopotamus song, I turned the radio on and started listening to that and didn't even think about it anymore. So it didn't get stuck in my head. Anyway, what was it? Joe, I haven't watched much of anything going on there for the last week or two or something like that. Pam watched a little bit of here and there and kind of had a clue what's going on, but not much, you know. And it just seemed like it was more and more of the same, sitting around and, you know, hey, hey, ho, ho, and okay, it's hot, let's sit down on the chair. I don't know, I don't want to get into that, but it didn't seem like it was doing much. And then last night, I don't know why, I was sitting there watching TV and I said, I wonder what Joe's doing. I thought he was leaving, going home. Somebody said he was going home on the 27th. So I figured he's back in California. And I tuned him in and he's still down there in DC last night. and something was going on. They had the cops there, and the flash lights were on. Uh-oh, what's going on? So it was like, at that point, it was about a 2.5 hour long video, live stream. So I went back and I kind of fast forwarded through it and caught little pieces and there was some idiot. Santa had a rally, or they were going to get together and have a speech rally thing, whatever he does. And while he's sitting there trying to do it, just right behind him, about 50 feet behind him, some guy's out there, "You're pedophiles, dude," and just badgering the heck out of them, all of them, not just Santa, but "You're protecting pedophiles, pedophile," and he just be. And I'm sitting there and watching this, and I'm thinking, this is third grade shit, it's just third grade shit, and I just. What he was doing, and the convoy guys, they're out there trying to, the 1776 guys, they're out there trying to make a difference and everything, and I understand that. I'm sympathetic to their cause, don't get me wrong. But that whoever that idiot was, and then I got to looking at him a little closer from a distance. You could see when you're up close to him, you couldn't really tell, but when he walked away, his shorts, they were Hawaiian shorts. Googly boy. I don't know. But anyway, he was over at Badger and everything, and Joe was getting pretty fed up with him, went over and told the cops, "Hey, you need to do this guy, and we have a permit to be here, and he doesn't have a permit to be here. He's disrupting our event." And the cops wouldn't do anything, whatever. So there was some drama went on there, and you go back and watch that video if you'd like. It's yesterday's video on Joe's stream, last night's video. And I think their permit runs out tonight anyway, I think. I don't know. I think that's what I heard Santa say. Says we got to leave tomorrow. Tomorrow's our last night here anyway because the permit's out. I don't know if they're going to get a new permit, renew the permit or what. I don't know. But somewhere along in there, somebody on his stream, on the chat, asked him, I says, "Well, what do you think we ought to do? What do you think they ought to do?" And Joe said, "I think they ought to go back to Bunker Hill." So I don't know. I don't really know what is in store for that. What I caught up on yesterday, and So, and then I think Joe said he was going to go home for a few days with family and see his kids and all this. And then eventually he's going to go down to the border. I would assume the Texas border, because that's where the river is, I assume that down probably around Eagle Pass area, somewhere down in there. So I don't know. I'd be interested to see what Joe does down there at the border. I'll kind of be interested in watching that, I suppose. But yeah, I think he's going to go home and get his better camera equipment, stuff he can zoom in instead of a cell phone. You can't really zoom in much on a cell phone. He's going to get his professional equipment, I think he called it, his better cameras. And he's going to zoom and somehow live stream that. I don't know how that works. I'm sure he's done it before, so he knows how to do it. But last night was a perfect example of why I didn't want to be down there, on the mall. Because if I would have been there yesterday evening after afternoon, and that guy's over there, yeah, fat bastards and blah 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 blah, and just being a third grader, just being annoying, and it's like, you're stupid, or how did that used to go? You're stupid. I know I'm, but what are you? I know I'm, but what are you? Or whatever. It's just that stupidity shit that goes on in third grade, and that's what he was doing. And I don't have a very long fuse when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I just know thyself. That's one of the things you should know. You should know yourself, what you would do in those situations. And more than likely, I would have went over and thumped his ass, and then I go to jail. So that's one of the main reasons I didn't want to be down in the mall with all these idiot frickin' protesters. They're just absolute, not the 1776 people. I'm talking about the other side, that counter protesters, if you call them that. I don't know. But, it's just I don't deal with that. I don't, how's the old saying go? I don't suffer fools well, you know? So, um, so yeah, that's one of the reasons that's one of the big reasons I didn't really want to be down there. Besides, I have other things I need to get done in my life, you know, right now. And, sitting down there at the mall right now is not one of them. So, and I know people, oh, you're not a patriot because, okay, call me whatever you want. You know, you can piss and moan at me all you want, I guess, but you know, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, okay? And there's other people can go do that. You know, there's 330 million people in this country. You know, some of those people could go up there too. You know. Yeah. So enough about Joe and Santa and all that crud going on. I don't know what's going to become of that. Wayne, that's a what y'all talking about? Jersey J was one of the ones raising hell. I guess I don't have a clue what Jersey J does. Everyone who left when they got back from California was wise. I guess, maybe. Am I using fisheye in my paint? Betty, I don't know what fisheye is. Are you using fisheye in your paint? I'd answer it, but I don't know what that means. Also, from school and her husband, yeah, they were down there, I think. Let's see. He's a useless piece of flesh. I don't know what y'all talking about there. Talking about Jersey J, I guess? I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. And the entire days of the mass cops have had it with both. Yeah, and that the cops. Joe went over and started, you know, complaining or bitching or whatever word you want to use. Went over and started confronting the cops. And you know, I don't know. I like to put myself in. Think about put yourself in their shoes. They get up in the morning or for their shift. They leave home. They kiss their wife and their kids, and they go to work, hoping that nothing really bad happens, and they get to come home and see their family again. And you got to remember, DC police. That's all that happens in DC is protest. So the 1776 is just another one. Okay, they don't care one way or the other about it. It's just another bunch of people out there bitching and moaning from their point of view, just out there bitching and moaning. So the cops are like, oh God, what do we got to deal with today? You know. So I mean, you got to kind of feel for their side, but then also Joe had a really good point of why he didn't, you know, why didn't he go do something about this guy? You know, he's sitting there screaming profanities, you know, all this other stuff that he was doing. And the cops are just like, well, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do, you know. So, I don't know. Joe had a good point, but then, you know, you also got to sympathize with the cops a little bit too. You're like, you know, damn it. All they want to do is get through their shift, go home and kiss their wife and their kids. That's all they want to do, you know. And every day you got to go up and deal with idiots all day long, putting up with stupid idiots, you know. And I would imagine, it seems to me if I was in charge of the DC police, you know, DC police chief or whatever, one of the biggest things I'd have the officers do is go through a psychology course, how to deal with people. Or maybe they do, I don't know, but it just, you know, how to deal with people and the psychology of stuff and analyzing people, you know, that kind of thing would be very important in that, in probably all cops, but especially there in DC. So, let's see, scroll back and see some more of this stuff. And Jersey J was there talking ABS about you guys. Okay. All right. We'll talk about me. I ain't there. Yeah. Joe, that's why I don't go down there. I don't play that either. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right here, Frank says, you were smart to leave when you did, Stan. I wish it was better organized and everybody was together, but it doesn't look like that way. It doesn't look that way. Yeah, there was just, I don't know, it wasn't, I don't know how to phrase it. I better not say anything because I'll say it the wrong way. But is WYSIWYG not? I didn't hear or know anything about WYSIWYG yesterday. I don't know if he's down there. I don't know. I know Oreo was down there yesterday. He was one of the ones getting right in that that idiot guy's face. But that guy was talking shit about Oreo, and all of them, and that guy's a rapist and whatever, all the stuff that supposedly, theoretically, or whatever went on out there. I don't know if anybody got raped. I don't think anybody did, but I have no idea. So that's why I'm allergic to drama. I break out in insults. Not the permit, just they can't sleep in their cars as of tonight. Okay. Yeah. Dashan, 1776, I blocked every one of them. The drama, the trolls, I've had enough. I'm done with it, yeah. And that's what the trolls want. They want to irritate you enough where you just give up, And, in a way, I don't know, there's their strategy, I guess. Is it really crazy down there? I don't know if it was crazy. It wasn't that bad last night. It was just, and like I said, it was just third grade shit. It was just third grader crap, And like I said, I don't suffer fools very well, so I know I would have most likely had enough. At a certain point, I would have had enough and walked over and thumped the guy in the head and shut the hell up, And then I'm in handcuffs going to jail, And that's what they want. They want to sit there and irritate you until you finally lose your temper. That's what they're trying to do. And I know thyself. I know I'm not good at that, so don't put myself in that situation. Yeah, it's stupid. The Doe Show has been bashing Sasnak too. Yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit about the Doe Show. Really don't care about any of them. Any of those troll people. The troll groups and all that. I don't watch it, so don't care. They can say whatever they want. It's free speech. They can say whatever they want. But I don't know. There's a certain point where they can say what they want until it becomes defamation. But then there's a certain thing where if you're a public figure, and I don't know, I guess I'm a public figure now. I guess. Anyway, once you're a public figure, you can't sue for defamation or something. There's limits or something there. I don't know. There are so many of those other YouTube channels that were bashing and bitching about, anybody, me or Joe or anybody, Wizzy or Brian and Mike and all of the bunch, all they were trying to do is make a name for themselves so they can grow their channel a little bit more. I don't think any of them give a shit about the movement one way or the other. It's just, hey, here's an opportunity to make a name for myself and be an asshole. So, I just, take it with a grain of salt and whatever. And the thing is, those guys that were on there, and I won't name their names because I don't want to give them any more publicity than they already have, but they wouldn't dare say that shit to your face. Not one of them would come up to your face and say the shit that they say about you. Not one of them, because they know they'd get a knuckle sandwich. So. Uh-oh, Phil's truck issues. Mud Pig having truck issues, I guess. I guess, or Phil, I guess that's what you're talking about, Mud Pig. Keeps the paint from getting fish eyes. What? Keeps the paint from getting fish eyes in a circular inset spot on the paint. I don't know. Still don't know what fish eye stuff is. I'm sure seems like he's done. I'm gonna have to check in with Phil, find out what's going on there. Something. He guess he's having truck troubles. How's the truck running? Fine. It was parked over by the container. I didn't want to get overspray on it, so I moved it away from the container, upwind. Parked it over here and fire dried up. Been sitting there for 2 weeks. I turned the inverter and stuff like that off to make sure all the lights, all that stuff were turned off, but I didn't disconnect the batteries or nothing. And fired it up, and it still had about 60 pounds of air in it after 2 weeks, so that's good. And it fired right up. So I let it run for about a half hour, give the batteries a good little charge of juice, and then shut it off, and it'll probably just sit there for where it's at for now. Knuckle sandwich, yeah, there you go. Simmer down, Saz. I'm fine. I'm chill. See how chill I am? Pretty chill, huh? I don't know. Anyway, so get out of here, fly. So, whoa, about lost my water. This is water I suck down every day. That's one good thing about working out here in this heat. It's not really hot yet. It's got, not quite that. Around lunchtime, about noon is when it starts getting hot. Right now there's a nice cool breeze, or sort of cool breeze. So I go over there and work and get a little hot and sweaty, come over, sit down for 5 minutes and cool back off. It's not bad right now. But one of the good things about working in all this and sweating a lot, it cleans your sweat pores out. I got really clean sweat pores right now. They're working overtime. So, all right, 99 minutes. Let's go. I don't know. You got anything to talk about for 20 minutes? Make it even 2 hours? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. You got, am I fasting still? No, not when I'm home. I can't seem to fast when I'm home. Every time I'm home, there's always some food sitting right there. I just, I have a hard time. When I'm out on the road, I don't have any trouble fasting. But I don't know, when I'm sitting there at the house and watching TV, I get bored and I get up and walk over to the kitchen. Oh, there's a cracker, there's something. There's always something to snack on. So, no, I don't do much. And I'm trying not to eat a lot. I'm trying to eat just normal meals and not eat a whole lot. I don't eat breakfast. I wait till I get home at 2 or 3 in the afternoon and make a sandwich, and then later on that night we'll cook something and eat it. And I try not to eat much more than that. So I figure I'm kind of balancing out right now. I'm not gaining weight, I'm not losing weight. I'm kind of balanced out right. The calorie intake and the calorie burning is about equal. So I'm around 260, about 260 right now. So what else? What is the story behind the bus? What is the story behind the bus? Tom, you not been watching? The story behind the bus is I wanted a bus. Simple as that. No. No, I want to quit trucking. I want to go RVing, kind of like a full-time RVing kind of thing. And I've been wanting to do it for years and just haven't been able to get it lined up right. It's either, I want to go, but Pam doesn't, or now Pam wants to go, but now I don't have a big enough vehicle. So the van is only big enough for one person. There's a single bed and one chair to sit in. I made the van for one person, okay, for me to go out and travel in. And now that Pam is retiring, she She retired last Friday, was her last day, but then they asked her to stay for 3 more months. So she signed on for 90 more days. So she's gonna keep working until probably the end of October, I think. Somewhere around Halloween is gonna be her last day. I don't know the exact date, somewhere around in there. They were a little behind. They wanted her to stay just to help try to catch up, okay? And while they hire a couple more people, I guess. So anyway, what was it? I think there's about 50 people on her floor in that department, and they're divided up into like 3 groups, and Pam's in charge of one group of about 12, 13 people, okay? Well, after she put in her notice back in the spring, February or something like that, she put in her notice that she was gonna quit on July 29th. And when she said she was gonna put her notice in, between during those 5 months or whatever it was, 4 of her people quit, along with other people in other departments, but 4 of her people, so they went from 12 down to 8, and they're trying to hire new people to replace them and everything. So somebody's got to train them, and it takes away from the actual business day of what they actually do, and it's just constant. It's just you remember Lucille Ball and the conveyor belt with the candies, and she's trying to keep up. And can you imagine Lucy trying to keep up on the conveyor belt, but also try to train somebody how to do whatever? Okay, that's kind of the analogy there. It's just the work keeps coming, and there's not enough people to do it, and you got to take a little bit of time out of the conveyor belt, the job stuff, to train somebody how to do. See, they can help you. They can't help you until they learn what to do. So it's just that's kind of the situation they're in right now. Up there is just trying to get enough people hired, people that have quit, and they don't quit because they're mad at the job. They quit because of the drive. The company recently moved way up north of Dallas, way up in Frisco, somewhere up there, Plano, Frisco, somewhere up in there. Anyway, they moved up there, and it's a long drive for some people. Like for Pam, she's got to drive about 60 miles one way across Dallas. And there's other people that thought, well, this won't be so bad, and they get to doing it. Man, gosh, it's just terrible traffic. Dallas traffic is as bad as LA now. And it's just, the commute is 3 hours long sometimes, She gets up and goes to work. It takes 2 hours to get to work, and then, she gets off at 5 or 5:30 trying to get down through Dallas. It's 50 miles, and it takes her sometimes almost 3 hours to get home, And it's just, there's other people that are like, it's just ain't worth it, and they look for other jobs, and they leave and go work for another company. So that's where she's at on that. So they asked her to stay a little bit longer, so she's gonna stay till October. But anyway, after she quits, don't know the exact detail of every plan, because every time you turn around, the plans change, it seems. But anyway, come next year, come around January, hopefully I'll have this bus done, finished, and we can jump in the bus and go travel for a while. And then after we travel, if we like it and everything, come back home and sell the house, and we used to be full-time nomads, full-time snowbirds, so to say, and travel with the weather. And then, during the summer, work your way up into the Rocky Mountains, up higher elevation or farther north, somewhere down the line when Canada opens its restrictions, start going into Canada for the summer, go up there and explore Canada a little bit. Just go do that type of stuff. And then during the winter when it gets cold, come back down here in around November and December, come down to Texas. And then in January, take off and head out to Arizona, so that's kind of the idea about a bus. It's a bigger version of the van, so 2 people can live in it and have plenty of storage for everything. And the bus is big enough. I'm going to buy I plan on selling the van and buying a Jeep and pulling a Jeep behind the bus and traveling that way. So, and why a bus, and why not just get an RV? Because I don't like RVs. The RVs are just the way they build them. It's just they're junk. They fall apart. The roofs leak. They're just you put a slide out, the damn slide out breaks, and they're just always breaking down. I want to build something. I build it once, be done with it, and if anything breaks, I can fix it because I built the thing. not counting motor and transmission and stuff, but you know, any part of the bus build, you know, the interior build. I built it, therefore I can fix it. Whereas on an RV, some of them are so, like that Prevost was so complicated, I didn't know how to fix it. So I have to take it to a specialist. You know what specialist means. I'm gonna charge you twice as much as I ought to. But you know, take it to somebody and let them fix it, and it was gonna be a maintenance nightmare. That's why I got rid of the Prevost. You know, it's beautiful. I love that Prevost. It's a beautiful bus. It had the right motor and low mileage and everything. I really liked it, but one little thing goes wrong, $2,000 to fix it. Another little thing goes wrong, $4,000 to fix it. You know, I had it for about 3 months, and I spent $10,000 fixing stuff. 3 months. So anyway, he goes, oh yeah, but what, Stan? Once you get it all fixed, it won't break anymore. No, it'll just the stuff that you know. It's like you go through and fix stuff over 3 years. After 3 years, you think everything's fixed. Well, the thing you fixed 3 years ago, that breaks now. You know, and it's just a rotating cycle of breaking stuff. You know. So that's what the bus. So where we're at, 108. We got 12 more minutes to kill. Anybody got any other comments or questions? Yep. Yeah, the traffic around Dallas is nuts there, Dashhound. You know. Stand in a 40s Willys Jeep. No, I don't want, it'll be a newer JK Jeep. Probably gonna be a Gladiator. The Jeep pickup they came out with a couple years ago. It's probably gonna be one of them. Say cheese, cheese. Okay, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, there you go. There's the tooth, right there. That one there. So, looking pretty again, ain't I pretty? Oh. Oh, somebody's asking about the flags. Yeah, those big flags up there. Those are flags that were on the original flags when I first started with the convoy. Somebody, one of the people in the bus, they had a whole bunch of flags, and somebody didn't know who I was. I mean, I just started with the convoy. Nobody really knew who I was yet. I was just another person. I was in my van at the time, and somebody walks over. I was over. What are y'all doing? And they handed me about a dozen flags. Here, hand them out to people. Oh, okay, so I started handing them out. I thought, I could use a couple of them, so I kept a couple. And then later on, when I left Amarillo, went home to get the semi. Those are the two flags that I flew on the back of the truck. You know, they're right there, and they're all worn quite well. they're tattered and torn on the ends. So, but I put them up, and they're in the shop, and they'll probably sit there for a long time. So yeah, that's what the flags are. Yeah, Dashan, I do follow Mud Pig, great guy, good person. Yeah, Mud Pig, Phil's a good guy. I like him. He's a nice fella. I don't think he's got a mean bone in his body. Stan, get yourself a glass. What, to drink that? Oh, it's fresh water every day. Whatever's left, I pour out and kind of rinse it out real quick and put brand new water in it every night, and then put it in the refrigerator so it's cool. There you go. Phil needs North Star. Phil needs to buy Stan's truck. There you go. Tell him it's for sale. Someone wants to buy it. I'm thinking maybe about 120 is what I'd ask for it. You know, negotiable, but 120 is what I'd start at. At least that's what I think it's worth. I don't know. In the market today, you know. Now, 2 years ago it wasn't worth that, but now the market has changed so much, and it's probably worth about 120. So. We're going back through some of these little comments that maybe I missed, but anyway, go down to the new comments here. Yeah, now I didn't come out here yesterday because of the I went to the dentist, but Monday I was out here Monday, and it got hot, and then about 11 o'clock the wind stopped. I mean, there wasn't any breeze at all, and you know, it'd pick up once in a while, but very lightly. And yeah, it was pretty hot Monday just because there wasn't much of a breeze blowing. And it doesn't matter if there's a good breeze, like today is a good breeze. It doesn't matter. Here about noon, that breeze turns hot, and it's hard to. You go out and you get hot working, and you come over here to sit down and cool off, but it's 100-degree air blowing across you, and it just doesn't. You just don't cool off. So. That's usually when I give it up and go home for the day. Speaking of giving it up, got about 4.5 more minutes. I'm gonna hit a 2 minute or two hour mark, and then we'll hang up, okay? And I've got other things I'm gonna go work on the bus a little bit and be ready. But tomorrow morning, I think I'm gonna start painting. I think I got everything prepped. Everything's taped off and ready to go. So I think I'm gonna be painting tomorrow. With any luck. So, what else? Well, I'm out of tobacco. I got more in the pipe. I'm out. So, what is that? I like in Houston, but it gets really hot. Is that where Pam and you are? No, I'm in Dallas area, not Houston. We're in the Dallas area. Yeah, Piedmont of North Carolina is real nice. A little too many people there. It's just a little too populated for me. And I say that and I live around the Dallas area, but it just Carolina's just seemed too populated for me, you know. It's pretty and everything, but you're right, in the summer it's oppressively hot, muggy, muggy hot. Now you can go up in the mountains, it's a little bit cooler, but still it gets hot there. Put a commercial ceiling fan in your shop, sir? What do I need a ceiling fan in my shop? I got a breeze here almost all the time. Every now and again there's not a breeze, but not most of the time. I open the door and there's a good breeze blowing through here. So, and all that ceiling fan would do is the hot air up there will push it down, down here. Leave the hot air upstairs. And it goes out that vent. There's a vent in the roof, right up here in the seam at the peak. There's a vent up there. So that hot air goes up through that. How about Rockford, South Dakota? I don't know. How about it? South Dakota's pretty nice. It's hot in South Dakota right now. The whole Midwest, from Texas right up through the center of the country, all the way up into the Dakotas is hot. Like I was telling you, Kirk's up there in Kansas. It's been hotter in Kansas than it has been here in Texas. We have been in the 100, 103 area for quite a bit. It's supposed to be like 104 today. We've been in that hot 103, 104, all 102, 103. Kansas is 108. It's just, I don't know, it's just been hotter in Kansas. It's kind of a little bit backwards. I don't know why, but it has been. But it's been hot in the Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska area. Really, really hot there all summer long. So hot that it's ruined all of his crops have failed, every one of them. So we got 1 minute to go. We got 50, 49, 48, 47. Count down to 2 hours. All right, 2 hours. I'm going to shut the camera off, and I'm going to go do some other things on the bus. Just little minor tweaking things here and there. Tomorrow morning, get up bright and early, and I'll be up there painting the inside of the bus. Primer it first, and then I don't know, probably wait an hour or something like that, and then paint over that, because it shouldn't take too long for that primer to dry. And then put a coat of paint on there, and at that point, judge it. Do I need a second coat? So I will probably have to go to the store and get another gallon of paint if I need a second coat. So if I need that second coat, I'll run to the store. When I get back, that first coat should be dried by then. So I didn't paint the second coat and be done with it. Should be done with everything on the inside painting wise, as far as spray painting anyway. And should be able to, should be able to take all the masking off by then. And at that point, then I start putting the windows back in, caulking around the windows and putting the windows and the metal blanks, where I'm going to take the windows out and put a blank in there, delete the window. So, put all that stuff back together here in a few days, probably by Saturday maybe. What is today? Today's Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. So we'll paint on Thursday. I don't know what I'll do on Friday. Maybe do that, I don't know. Maybe either Friday or Saturday start putting the windows back in. Something like that. And then somewhere, after I get the windows and all that sealed and everything, I'm gonna drive the bus to Pam's house and use her garden hose, and she has a pressure sprayer for cleaning the driveway off and stuff, on the back porch when it's muddy, the dogs will track mud onto the patio, the concrete patio, and she has a power sprayer to spray that off. Works pretty good, So I'll go there and get up on the bus and power spray and clean all that dusty grind, all that stuff. When I sanded it with that wire wheel, I'll clean all that stuff off of there, and then I'm going to put the elastomeric paint on the roof. And it's a reflective paint, kind of helps reflect some of the sunlight away, and it helps keep the bus a little bit cooler. Just 2 or 3 degrees, but every little bit helps, But 2 or 3 degrees that don't come into the van or bus doesn't have to go through the insulation. The insulation works a little bit better. It's just that little bit of extra cooling for summertime. So, all right, we're past the 2 hour mark, so I think it's enough for today. Y'all be good, take care, and God bless. We'll see you hasta mañana, probably around 8 o'clock tomorrow too, okay? take that off of there. This is the little paper towel thing I had over the speakers, trying to keep the wind noise down. So I suspect outdoor shower. Maybe installing an outside shower. I'll probably be installing some kind of a system where I can hook a hose up and have a sprayer outside for, well, just like what I did earlier with the bus, cleaning the paint up. I'll be out there. The bus might want to clean something up. Instead of bringing it into the bus and cleaning it up, leave it outside and spray it out down there. You know, let's say I got a big old campfire kettle or something like that. You know, and we need to clean it up. Big old cast iron kettle. Instead of bringing it in the sink, leave it outside and spray it out down there. You know, clean it out that way. You know, so. Yeah, I'll probably have some kind of thing. It won't be really for a shower, but I mean, I guess you could use it as such. So anyway, good enough. Y'all be good. Take care, and we will see you hasta mañana. Bye-bye. Adios.